You in this battle, man, I'll soon be dead. I'll glue your face to my dick so I can fuck with your head. I got metaphors coming through my pores. You probably never been in a battle before, so I hope you realize your mistake. There ain't no party, got some candles, this will be a piece of cake.
Folks, welcome to the Before Hours podcast, an internet radio phenomenon hosted by an occasional morning person. I ask the most interesting people I know about their sleep, their routine, life, love, stress, and setbacks. If you want to talk to us, you may do so in one of two ways. One, email the Before Hours podcast at gmail.com, or you could slide into my DMs on Instagram, Bobby Sheehan, LOL. LOL, because you know I bring the laughter. But for now, we have two comedians, two podcasters from the Audacity podcast. It's Keren Margolis and Amanda Gail. How are you guys doing?
We're good. Thank you for having
We're
us.
here on this rainy Saturday.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love a rainy
Yeah.
Saturday.
It's the best.
Gives you an excuse to not do anything.
And this is basically not doing anything. I mean, podcasting for an hour.
It's literally nothing.
It's nothing.
It's the best.
It's so natural.
Yeah.
We
It's a vacation.
Appreciate you guys listening because we put so little thought into this. I mean, the fact that I have an intro that's like very silly and I say it in under 30 seconds, people are like, that's so professional.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like,
People
if I was
love
an
that.
actor, I'd have to memorize like an entire script or
Oh,
something.
no. That's why we don't do that.
That's why I don't do that. It's
Yeah.
like low prep, just go in, say your opinion. Oh, say our opinions.
Right.
That won't come naturally to two Jewish girls, you know? Can we say Jewish on this podcast? I don't know.
But
that a
Maxim,
slur?
can we cut that out?
Guys, bleep Jewish. YouTube hates it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had Ben Kirschenbaum was on last week.
Oh, he's great.
A friend of the show,
Yeah.
and he just came out with a special. And when we were recording, it hadn't been released yet. And I was like, have you gotten any feedback yet? Because people can leave comments on a video that hasn't come out yet, which I think is incredible. Yes. Yeah. If you like schedule it.
Oh.
Yeah. And so,
Oh, God.
yeah.
Yikes.
People who do that, I mean, come on.
What are you doing?
What are you doing with your life?
Literally.
Get a
Unless you
second
want to
job.
comment on my videos,
you haven't
guys.
seen the content yet and you already have an opinion?
You have an opinion and you're taking the time to write it out. Like, I don't remember the last time I commented something because it was never that was negative or complaining. Like, I just keep going.
Right.
That's what a person who's not on Hinge, every time I say a negative comment on anything, I'm just like, it's just loser behavior, respectfully. If anybody here is a loser, I love losers,
Yeah.
but it
We
is
love the
loser
loser
behavior
community,
to leave a negative comment. I said what I said.
Unless it's like really like this will help people. Like if I go to a restaurant and they like say racial slurs or they like, you know, unless it like really will benefit other people to know, don't go to this place. It's really dangerous.
I actually feel like it would build people's character to go and experience that restaurant for themselves. And I'll just say nothing. It's just not my place.
Right.
You know?
Hell yeah. Well, I got a good place to eat after this.
Yeah.
I actually did see, I think I saw a hate crime the other day.
What?
Yeah.
Against what race?
Well, that's the interesting thing is that I was getting halal food. So who knows?
Could go any direction.
Could go, well, so I was, impressed was the wrong word, but this lady, she was having like a meltdown over not getting her food fast enough.
Oy.
So she's just been, and these poor guys, I know them because we're boys. I know that they're all from India and they're like some of them are Sikhs because they were in the turban.
Love when you have your own halal guy.
Dude.
Yeah. It's like a relationship.
And
like a
they
bodega
roast
guy.
me for
Yeah.
not getting hot sauce.
I'm not a big hot sauce person. It's so hot. Like they make it so hot. Anyway.
Well,
Is that the hate crime? Is that they roasted you for not getting? Isn't that's profiling? No.
Right. Hey, well, listen, white is also a race.
Yeah. Yes. And that's going to be the title of this episode.
Oh, that'll go great. That will go so well on the
Oh, yeah,
internet.
the internet will love that.
I mean, you'll get listeners
Right.
for sure. But three white people saying white's, being white's not fair.
That, I mean, you're going to get ratioed so hard.
Yeah. I'm thinking about, pivoting to one direction or the other just for the content and the views.
What do you mean one direction? Like a racial direction?
Yeah, just like maybe like very far left or very far right. That seems to be where the engagement is.
What do you consider yourself?
Ooh, I think the truth,
Answer
folks,
now.
lies somewhere in the middle.
Yes, agreed. I agree with that. I think both.
Can you clip that,
I
Maxim?
agree with that. I think, but isn't it like just common? Like I think we've gone away from common sense in this country.
Yeah.
It's like both parties. I mean, not to get political, and there's things I don't fucking know about politics, so I'm sure what I'm going to say is wrong too. But like both sides are correct about certain things. I
Right.
just really believe that. I don't think, whatever.
Both sides are completely unhinged.
Literally, and they're both wrong about
And they're both wrong about everything. And
Right.
to do it professionally, to be a politician professionally means you're just going to have hot takes on everything, regardless of whether or not it's true, because it's even more extreme than like trying to go viral on a podcast or whatever. Like you're actually trying to get most people to pick you publicly, leave their house, stand in a line and choose you. So you have to be batshit crazy and say unhinged things that are gonna like mobilize people.
Right. And a lot of the hot takes kind of coincide with who gives them money. It's so weird how that happens.
So weird. It probably has no relation, but
just some observation. I don't know.
yeah, but what do I know? I'm just a stupid comedian.
Actually, that sounds great to be like, okay, just whoever gives me the most money is who I'll agree with.
Right. That's just, I love Iran because that's who pays for my billboard.
And you're right. Global warming is a horseshit.
Right.
Horseshit.
Right. All the rain and heat. It could be anything.
It could be anything.
Right.
It could be anything, you guys.
It's cow farts. Like everybody get over yourselves.
Literally.
That is, I will hear that argument that we should be vegetarian for the environment. I will hear it.
Did a cow say that to you?
A cow did. Hey, we shouldn't talk about ladies that way, but
Ooh, your ex, bring up his ex. Come on.
but here's the thing about being a vegetarian, and like I hear it. I hear the argument for it. I don't want to be. That's really what it is.
That's fine. But you know what? God also didn't intend you to be. And I think that doing God's will is why, I'll speak for myself, why I was put on this earth. And so I really try to understand what God's will for me, what path I'm supposed to be on, and who he wants me to be in every situation. And he wants me to continue eating meat. And I am...
You're looking at God's purpose. You give God's will.
Well, I'm not here to argue with
God,
a higher power.
No.
Yeah. I just want to like
this
do
is
right.
how much I love eating meat. I don't believe in God, and I still agree with everything you're saying.
Well, in Judaism, we're like, yeah, you can eat meat, but here are the parameters.
Correct.
So yes, eat meat, but like, let's do it ethically.
I
like,
love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's, I'm sorry. No, everyone's gonna tune out because I said, I'm sorry, guys. We're Jewish,
or like lots of religions have rules.
Right? It's like rules. It's not like that's why it's like not all or nothing. It's in between, and you do it mindfully.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, but I have a friend I have a couple friends who are committed vegans, not just the kind of vegans that will eat vegan food, but the kind that also have to post about it. And but I love them, by the way. They're like lovely, beautiful human beings. And their veganism comes from a really good place, like good-heartedness. And look what happens to the animals. No doubt that these animals have a hard life. No question. You can see it. Like, I'm not saying that being a meat animal is a great life. But
They would probably resent being called meat animal.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, to some creature, I'm a meat animal. You know what I mean?
That's
It's
true.
all a matter of perspective.
Why is a lion not a jerk for eating you?
Exactly.
Unethical, right.
Right. So like, guys, like think about it. Give it some thought. But she's like, yeah, but like the suffering and, we really don't have to eat meat to like have functioning, get enough protein or whatever. I love her so much. What a beautiful human being. Lovely girl. Good friend. That is not true. That is not true. You kind of have to eat meat or else your body's not going to really work as well. It's not.
Yeah, I think everyone's body's different. So I think some people cannot, their body should not be eating meat. And I think for some people, they have to eat meat. Some people lose weight when they, get rid of carbs,
Right.
I think we're all different. But again, to your point, it's like, yes, we need to definitely have a new structure on how we raise these animals. Like we don't have to mass production and feed them with hormones. And
I don't even know that we have to eat meat every day such that we're constantly
right.
murdering cows. Like, what if we made it special and the meat was like a little bit, and I know everything is so expensive. So like, who am I? And for me as well,
right,
obviously.
Exactly.
So who am I to say that things should cost more? But like, I don't know. What if it were like a more infrequent thing, but that we put more resources into so that it was more humane?
Right.
I don't know. Is that like, and I know, like, don't come for me.
Well, how can that be controversial? Like, yeah, let's say eat meat, but let's do it responsibly. Like
because for some people that would be cost prohibitive. Like
right,
for some people,
sure.
even a little bit of an increase, they'd be like,
I can't feed my family. Yeah.
Right. Easy for you to say.
Exactly. Like the misuse of animals has helped poor people eat for $20.
And not poor people. Yeah. Like all of
McDonald's.
us.
Yeah. Right.
Have we not? Are we McDonald's free? No, we're not. Who among us has not?
Right. So maybe we need to subsidize vegetables as well so that
that's a
poor
hot
people
take.
Can get more vegetables in as well.
We're figuring stuff out on this podcast, dude. No, I think you brought
not to brag, but we have just solved meat.
Yeah,
we
literally.
solved meat, you guys. Hell yeah. So okay, I'm at this like halal place, right?
Oh,
And this lady, I brought
He's
it
like,
up.
these broads will not shut the fuck up.
Oh my God,
It's
this is a
better than the
hostile
alternative,
takeover.
dude. It's better than interviewing somebody and they give you one word answers.
Oh, that's the worst.
We're not
Well, I'm so glad that you remembered the origin story of this
Right.
conversation.
Well, you know, sometimes because this is free flowing, but I feel like if I said I think I saw a hate crime and then we didn't talk about it for the whole hour, that'd be quite.
I thought the hot sauce was the hate crime.
Oh yeah, that was
I'm
it.
making
Oh,
fun
I'm
of you
sorry.
for the hot sauce.
To be clear, I asked for no hot sauce. If they assumed I didn't want hot sauce,
yes.
that would be a hate crime.
Now,
Literally.
what would it be a hate crime? Is it because you're A, white, B, Jewish, or
Not
C,
Jewish.
a ginger? Are you not?
Everybody thinks I'm Jewish.
I thought
No.
Haven't we spoken about this like in DMs?
Well,
About like Jewish stuff?
everybody was kind of well, not everybody, but a lot of comedians.
Irish.
Yeah, I'm Irish, fully Irish, raised
Fully?
Catholic.
Yeah, Sheehan is an Irish name.
Sheehan is Gaelic for peace.
Shut.
Yeah. People have thought I was.
I'm shook. I don't
Yeah.
even know which way is north and south. Like, what's happening?
Well, you did make a face when I said I don't believe in God, but that's some
it's-
Jews don't believe in God.
No, it's totally fine. That's your
Yeah,
business.
we're
Yeah.
Americans. We all have different ideas.
Yes.
We're Jews. We literally all. Some Jews are Catholic. There's so
There's
many
some Jews
different
for Jesus,
kinds.
yeah.
You could be forgiven for thinking that though, because my friend Mark, who's
Thank you.
Jewish, has once referred to me, and I take this as the highest compliment, as the Eminem of Jews.
What does that mean?
Eminem, all of his friends are black.
Yes, yes,
All my
yes.
friends are Jews.
And you're better at being a Jew than all the other Jews.
I don't know if I'd say that. I like bacon cheeseburgers as much as the
So
next
does
person.
every Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do complain a lot, no?
Oh, I am
And
a
your,
complainer.
and your allergies, how are your allergies?
No allergies.
No
All right.
food sensitivities.
No stomach issues?
I don't like so I don't get hot sauce because it's too spicy.
Right, it
It's
is,
not
though.
a digestive thing. It's a mouth thing.
Yeah, I don't like
Objectively,
spicy
you're
food. I
right.
like spicy drinks, not food. I agree with you.
Okay.
So what happened? You got
Yeah,
hate
go-
crimes
tell us the story.
because
I didn't get hate
Shut up.
crime.
You tell us the story. Tell us-
The poor
no
guys
more.
working at the halal place got hate crimed. I think light hate crime because this lady, she was going on and on about how like someone ordered their food after me and got their food before me, which is
God.
annoying, but like
Yeah, but
relax.
get over
It's
yourself.
going to be fine. And she's like, what I felt bad was her little kid was there too.
Oof.
Was just like,
so
Mommy, what are
embarrassing.
you
What an
doing?
example for the kid.
And so she's berating him, and I'm like, what slur? I'm like, there's no way she doesn't use a slur. But I thought she was
5,
going to go the, yeah. But you know what she said? She nailed it because she said, it's not right what she did, but she said, you uncircumcised motherfucker.
Wow.
And I'm like, those guys are definitely not
Wait,
circumcised.
no, but if they're Muslim, they're circumcised, no?
No, but
No. No.
they're not. They're Indian.
So
Sikh.
that's the
They're
thing.
Sikh.
They're all in. I know that because I talked to them before. They're all Indian, and I know that one guy is definitely Sikh because he's got the turban.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
the cart, right.
But Muslims aren't circumcised. I mean, they can be, but I think
thought
as a
they-
practice, they're
I
not.
thought that they share a lot of Jewish, like halal is kosher, basically. It's
is.
another
Maxim,
form,
can
right?
you go on Google incognito and search are Muslim men circumcised?
By religion, like is it by religion? Because
Right.
American they circumcise the babies, but
Because
is
of
it
Dr.
religious?
Kellogg.
What?
Dr. Kellogg.
Really?
Dude, so up until very recently, only Jews got circumcised. Maxim is going to confirm. Oh,
Yeah, because Muslims and Jews are very similar with their laws about cleanliness and laws about eating meat properly, eating this properly.
Yikes.
So yeah, and we share a lot of the same baseline, but we just think that
Right.
Esau was our cousin or Jacob, something like that.
Something, but like they're same dad, same mom, so same kind of like
Sibling rivalry, yeah.
like penis treatment.
just one big dysfunctional family.
See, why can't we just get along?
Yeah.
We personally get along with. I want to say we personally get along with Muslims,
With
And-
everybody.
and a lot of Jews get along with Muslims. So I don't want to put that out there. We do. We love them. There's just
Some beef, but
there's just beef in the Middle East, but it don't have to do with Muslim and Jew. Okay, we don't have to get into that. But
Yeah. I mean, we solved meat. I think we could
cut
solve
that out.
anything on
we
this
can solve
podcast.
anything.
Yeah. Damn. I went my whole adult life thinking that every person I saw walking into a mosque had foreskin.
Really?
What a weird thing just clanking around in my head.
Was that a projection? Were you like, they're just like me?
No, I'm circumcised.
oh yeah, British people
fascinating.
are not.
British people are not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I did the research. I was on
She
the
did the
ground. The field work that I conducted.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not. So is that something Catholics do?
Okay, I guess Catholics
White
don't.
North Americans get circumcised because of Dr. Kellogg.
Okay, so go on.
This is going to sound 100% made up, but it's not. The guy that invented Kellogg's cereal, Dr. Kellogg, he was very religious Christian, and he was very concerned about little boys masturbating. Right. So he was like, hey, how about circumcision? Because he falsely believed that that would make little boys want to touch their penises left.
Well, the evidence has come in.
It's not true, dude.
That's
Says
right,
otherwise.
because when you're not circumcised, you have more feeling. So
That's true.
So
Really?
they say the orgasm is better. There's more sensation with an uncircumcised penis, and that's why a lot of moms are like protesting circumcision because it's like you're taking away their like.
They're like, I want my son to have a good nut. Yeah. The secular argument for circumcision, I don't think it's there. I think the only thing that people could say is like, oh, well, it's cleanlier. And I'm like, well, just clean your penis though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like saying like, oh, you have gunk in your eyes in the morning. So like, just pop those suckers off.
Yeah,
Pop those eyelids off.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, in terms of like a low effort commitment,
like it's done for you, right? It's done for you.
Is it gross? That's what you're saying.
no,
It's
okay,
not
wait,
physically
I'm
We're
gonna
not
say
body
attractive.
shaming on this
I'm sorry,
podcast.
guys. It's not physically attractive.
Okay, here I'm
we
gonna
are.
say this. I have dated 4 people in my life. Okay. And out of the 4, 1 was uncircumcised, and it was totally fine. Like it was not a non-issue.
Hard, not soft. It's gross. No, right?
It was completely neutral. I couldn't have cared less. I was so, I've only dated people that I was so in love with, and oh my God, it could have been a spiral shape. Like I just
Well, you
wouldn't
so
have.
really
Like a
liked
duck?
him.
I wouldn't have cared. Like I just, and here's the thing. It wasn't something I had to overcome. Like it wasn't grotesque. It was completely neutral.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
it wasn't
to
a
Karen's
thing.
point. When you're really into a guy, you don't get turned off by things like that. I guess I wasn't like really into the guy that I was seeing from Britain. So like soft, if he walked around, I was like, ew. Even when you see them online, like pictures online of like uncircumcised penis, because it was like one of my first Google searches when I was 11 was like,
Mine was boobs. So
I just want to
same
see what
idea.
it looked like, and
Right.
it looks like a water balloon. It's like, those water balloons you put your like, remember those things you put your finger in? Like,
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
they're
like a
called-
Chinese
Can
finger
you
trap?
say that? Okay.
I think it's okay.
Oh, the finger
Yeah.
trap?
But it's like a balloon. It's like it's like filled with water, and you put your finger in it, and you know what I'm saying? You
No,
know?
I know what you're saying.
Visually-
That's what a penis looks like.
Yes,
an
the things that you used to
uncircumcised
get at the science store, and
Yes.
it was like an endless penis.
Yes. It kind of looks like
It
that.
was like an endless tube, and you would like
put your
I
finger
hope
in-
nobody. Yeah, I'm gonna stop doing the thing with my hands, but you would squeeze it, and it would like it's like an inverted tube kind of thing. It
Yeah.
would like squirt.
yeah.
See, we started the
Through your-
podcast talking about meat, and now we're still talking about meat.
Can you bleep out where I say the S word? Squirt.
Squirt. Oh yeah, yeah. If we're captioning it, there'll definitely be an asterisk somewhere.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing. But as someone who has recently prioritized marrying a Jew, this is recent. I guess that's one of those things that I can look forward to.
It's a sure thing.
I guess it's a guarantee
It's a
now. So
guarantee.
no more, you know what I mean? No more being cool, being chill with everything. Like I don't have to be.
There's no shock.
Yeah, right. I kind
There
of know what I'm
has
getting
to
into.
be uncircumcised Jews out there. Like there's Jews that haven't had a bar mitzvah.
Few and far between.
It'd be like a very progressive parent.
Right, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, no, the child didn't consent to that.
And that's not that parent's child is not someone I would be attracted to.
Right. Or unless he was like a Michael Keaton, like he was totally rebellious against his parents.
Right.
And, more
And like did it himself at age
Right.
15, you know?
Right. But no, there's like a growing trend of parents saying like, no, the kid didn't consent to this. And it there's evidence that it makes the orgasm less frequent or less intense,
Right.
you know. So
and I want my child to have amazing orgasms.
Yeah.
However, the Jewish people made a covenant with God that this is what we were going to do. So this is what we're going to do.
well, if they're dating you, they're gonna have you're gonna overcompensate for that.
you're right.
That should be your slogan, like circumcised. I'll give you an orgasm like you have a circumcised penis.
Right. Yeah, with me, you'll feel uncircumcised.
Right.
Guys, just like, what does that mean?
I shouldn't have said any of this publicly.
No, but with you, you'll feel circumcised because the circumcision, you have more foreskin. You have more. Oh, you're right.
No,
Uncircumcised.
un.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah,
Right.
Right.
I'm thinking. Yeah, you're right.
I think regardless if this is on your dating profile, the guy's gonna definitely do one of these with his face when he reads that. They'll
Yeah.
go like, oh, she's kind of kooky. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, she gets it.
Yeah.
She likes the pull-out method, and she.
So this is a recent decision that you want your man to be Jewish.
Yeah.
Ah,
It
interesting.
is fairly recent. I mean, I guess it was always like a hypothetical priority, like hypothetically, I was like, okay, I guess it's like what I should do. But in practice, it's not. I just didn't prioritize that. I dated who I was into, and they happen to not be Jewish because we live here and most people are not.
Right.
So now I might as well, if I'm in the
Seriousness.
market, yeah, then I might as well.
See, for me, it's like I will prioritize Jewish, but I will marry a non-Jew if he lets me. Like, it is important to me to carry on Jewish traditions to my kids.
Right.
So, like, I've dated guys that are like, at first, like, yeah, they can go to Hebrew school, and then like 6 months down the road, they're like, no, I don't subscribe to, like.
Oh.
So, like, if they let me send them to Hebrew school, get a bar and bat mitzvah, do the Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, like things I want to do what I grew up with. I want to pass down the Jewish traditions to my kids, whether they decide to do it or not. That's up to them. But for me, it's less about God and more about the Jewish traditions are very important to me because it's a connection with the past. It's a connection with your great grandmother, your great, so that's what it means to me. So I'll date a non-Jew if he's on board with that, So
Yeah.
that's my spiel.
No, totally. But for me, like, I feel like for me personally, my just institutional knowledge of how to do all that stuff is not strong enough to be the only one passing it down to
You're
a
right. That is a
child.
big-
Yeah.
that is a big-
Like, I need someone to be like fact checking me all the time, being like, no, you're like, you got this word wrong. That's not how
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, put down the bread on Yom Kippur. Like, somebody to
Right.
actually like be there. And if that person's more religious than me, a bonus in my opinion,
Right.
because like, somebody's got to have this absolutely on lock, and it can't just be me. It's like having a puppy by yourself. Like,
Right,
oh my
that
God,
is-
it's so stressful. Like, I need another adult.
Right, and
you know?
only you know how to take care of the puppy, and only you know. They're depending on mom to, know everything.
I know I would feel resentful and annoyed. I know I would be like, can you
It's a
figure
joint-
out Shabbat?
Yeah, it's a joint Jewish partnership.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's like a 2-parent.
Yeah.
It's for me, because I don't
Yeah.
know that I know it well enough.
And no judgment to anyone else. And that's the thing about like marrying someone within your religion. It's like, it's not about thinking you're better. People have like
Right.
said that, like, oh, you think that Jews are, no, it's not that I think it's better. It's a lifestyle that you want to live. If you live a very Catholic lifestyle, I would highly suggest you marry a Catholic.
Right.
Not because you think Jews suck, but because you want to live that lifestyle. If you go to
Right.
the gym every day, you need to be with someone who likes the gym also.
Right.
It's not better or worse. So
Yeah.
Some things are better and worse,
Right,
but
right,
yeah.
right,
So
right.
but I get your point.
it's like, right, you want to live a lifestyle that, like, you want to fight over lifestyle, but
Right.
fight about,
No,
you know?
100%. I know somebody said that to me, like a friend who's a little older was like, yeah, these things that you think are not that important are actually so
Yeah.
important for the longevity of your relationship. Like
Yeah.
how you want to raise the kid. Like, you can't just wing it.
Every day,
You have to
life,
agree.
right.
Yeah.
it's gonna be a problem if you're like, I want to send them to Hebrew school, and he's like, no, I don't. Like,
Right.
that's figure that out before.
No, 100%. Right. And like avoid your just like don't divorce after the wedding.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? Like, get that over with
Get
before.
the prenup and figure it out before. Yeah,
Right.
right.
Also, I think when you're choosing your life partner, it's just one person. So you can be as picky as you want.
You should.
It'd be weird
Agreed.
if we were like, this is how I choose my friends. That'd be like, oh,
Right.
Well, you could have all sorts of friends. but-
Right. Because who cares?
Right, and you respect and love and respect people's things, but for you to build a life with someone, you want to be on the same page of
Yeah, about everything.
But as
Yeah.
close as you can, you
right,
know,
right. I know, and the things that we're different on should be things I do not care about at all. Like how do you like your coffee in the morning?
Right.
Honey, do you?
Right.
Be free as a bird. Like,
Right.
whatever your choice is, I support it. But
That's your idea of like, my partner is so free.
he can do whatever he
He could
wants.
take his coffee however he wants in the morning.
Hot, cold,
Right.
Yeah.
cream, 1%. I don't care.
Right.
Live your best life. But yeah, the kids thing is like,
Right. And the
Right.
lifestyle and how your lifestyle is the biggest thing.
I think I was so naive as to think that, and whatever, that was what it was, but to think that, these like areas of emotional compatibility and
Mhm.
attraction, that I kind of stopped the math on compatibility with those things, right? Like, but we're so into each other and he's amazing
Right.
and we're attracted to each other. And those things are super important, and they're also not so common, I guess, right? Like, how many people do you meet that fit that bill? But that's like the tip of the iceberg of actual
Right.
lifelong compatibility. And I think that's why, luckily I never married the wrong person, but I also never married anyone at all. So if I'm thinking
Right.
that way now, then I have to factor in all these other like less sexy, like job requirements kind of.
Right.
So
And
I
that's gonna
decide right.
And then also that's going to fade.
Yeah.
Talk to anyone that's married. Does your mom ever say, "Oh my God, is your dad coming home? I'm so excited. Oh my God, do I look okay? Should I say this to your dad?" No, your mom's like, "Oh, dad's home." Like that fades. But what keeps you together is that you have shared same values.
Right.
You want to raise the kid. You know, you share the holidays together. The respect stays, but the passion and the like, oh my God, that's gonna fade.
Is that true? Let's say you marry in your 30s.
right?
And so there's just less time. You just have less life to live. Rather, you've got a decade less, for example, than if you got married in your 20s. Does that mean that it's more fun for longer?
Maybe, I guess. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you definitely need passion for the rest of the marriage. I agree with that, but it's not like the passion in the beginning.
Yeah, of
Where
course.
you're
Nothing
like,
is.
oh my God, I'm going to see him. Should I send him this text? No, my
Yeah.
mom has never questioned what she said to my dad, but I know she like loves him. I know there's passion there.
Right. But she's never like, was this text okay?
Yeah, like, do you think he likes me? Oh my
What do you
God.
think this means?
Or like, she dresses sexy all the time, so
Right.
like, my dad would be attracted. No,
Right.
it's-
She's not screenshotting his Instagram
no,
stories.
No, that goes away.
Sending them to friends. Like, who do you think he's with?
Right, exactly. And then you see the real person. So it's a more mature, to your point, it's a more mature love where it's like, yeah, he forgets his socks, but it's like when you're first in love, you're like, oh my God, it's like everything is so perfect.
I feel like it cycles back though. Like new love obviously is so intoxicating and drug-like. And then you're together for enough time that you find each other annoying. And then after a while, I think when you've like really like seen the best and worst in somebody and have so much history together and maybe have built a life together, that it like cycles back into a kind of being in love like you were at the beginning, but now it's like deeper.
Right, it's deeper. It's more meaningful. Right. Agreed.
I don't know. I've never been married.
No, but to your point, that's why it's important to value those things over the like hot
Yes.
traction, because that will fade.
And also, what I consider to be attractive has changed so much.
Yeah.
Like, I have such a more open mind and heart to what people look like initially. Like, I think it was a projection of my own hangups about myself where I was like, well, they have to look a certain way, which was totally projection because I felt I had to. But now that I think I've chilled out, now when I see someone, I'm like, I can if that's like a really dope person, then they can be so hot to me.
Right. Right. And that also fades looks.
Seriously.
Unless you really take
You
it
can't
anyway.
be like a monster.
Right.
Yeah, and you should, by the way, keep that 100% to yourself. Though. You know what I mean? That would. I could see a woman
my
doing
DMs
that.
are gonna go nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a picture of back hair. Like, but you said this was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I did, I guess.
Yeah. See, I'm pretty hairy, but I have red
you?
hair. Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, I wouldn't
No.
think so because your arms are like completely hairless. You look smooth
No, it's
like
very
a dolphin.
hairy. It's just
I like
my hair
that.
is so light. Yeah.
Get out of town.
Yeah, it's covered hair. It's not like Robin
You're
Williams
not
level,
that
but
hairy.
No,
you're
I
not.
hate hair. I hate a
Really?
hairy guy. I hate a dark. I like no hair. I
Wow.
do not like hairy
no
guys.
hair at all. That's taking most men out of the running
really.
because men have hair.
ooh, I'm curious. What a man who's naturally hairy, but he regularly like waxes or is waxing feminine energy.
No, I like a guy that takes care of himself.
Oh,
Because you can
okay.
be masculine and present. You can like
Mhm.
be strong and take action and like be. But you could also just have a little Everyone has a masculine and feminine side.
Mhm.
I mean, biologically we do, right? We all have estrogen and testosterone,
Right.
just all in different degrees. So
Right. Some girls love chest stubble
yeah, I like.
Oh,
and
okay.
not like a full on,
Yeah, I like a chiseled chin. That's masculine. I like broad shoulders. That's masculine. But the hair. Oh,
How about what if he shaves his armpits?
oh, that's great.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
A man with shaved armpits. I don't mean to be making this face,
She's making a face for those just listening.
but and this has no bearing on whether or not it's good or bad or anything like that. My personal aesthetic of someone I'm attracted to, I am not really. Now, listen, tomorrow could meet my husband and he's got perfectly smooth armpits. And
Yeah.
I'm going to have to come back on this podcast and be like, no, I do love that actually. But now that you've just asked me hypothetically, I don't feel like I like that in any way whatsoever.
Ooh.
It's too feminine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like a put together. I don't like long hair. I don't like beards. I like nice shave, like clean cut, like put together look. I like
Perfect.
that.
There's a million men out there that heard you say no beards and they breathed a sigh of release.
Yeah, I hate a beard. I'm sorry.
Really?
Especially when men are handsome and it hides it. Ugh.
I think the number of men that are handsome and grow a beard is very little. I think I've been told that beard is a makeup for men.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so over men being like, but girls have makeup, da da da. I know,
Yeah.
but you can still see my face, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you're looking at me, you
Right.
go, this is basically what I look like. I'm sure you can kind of see that. Like you can
Right.
see what my bones look like and stuff, right? Like I'll break the fourth wall. My eyelashes are blonde. They're not really black, okay? And there's a little bit more darkness under my eyes. That's pretty much what we're working with, okay?
Right.
But a beard for a man is a total. It's like. It's like a burqa for the face. I don't know what you look like at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you meet and fall in love with a bearded man, at some point during the relationship, even if he were to regrow the beard, I feel like it would be important for him to get rid of it entirely. So I can just see what we're working with on the
Yeah.
lower
Or get a past
2/3.
picture. But even that's when he's younger.
I know, but
Yeah.
that could be years. Like a really full beard takes a long time to grow
I
out.
hate it. I hate beards. Ugh, I
don't
hate
mind.
like the chin strap.
I know, but not the chin strap, but well, there's certain kinds of facial
dirty.
hair that indicate a personality type, right? Your choices are your choices. So, like a chin strap is not like the most demure way that a man can wear his facial hair.
Sometimes it's very like manicured. Like, you know, those like very manicured chin.
Baseball players sometimes have them.
Yeah.
But that's trying to attract, I feel, a certain type of woman. Like he
A
wants
woman that likes to be hit.
right. Like that's trying to get chin strap pussy. And that's a specific type of girl. And no shame. You know what I mean? Like if that's what you're into, you're gonna clean up in that certain demographic because you really have this, like chin strap bait. But I just feel like we're all going to eat our words. Whatever we say we're attracted to on this podcast, we're going to
Right.
fall in love with the opposite of that.
Right.
I'm going to fall in love with a skinny, smooth, hairless person.
I'm gonna fall in love with like an overweight like guy with a beard that just
Right,
makes me
right.
laugh so hard that and doesn't call me back, and I'm like, that's great. You know, that's
Well, I'm sorry, honey.
No, you go ahead.
No, as someone who's like kind of talking to people or whatever, it's so rare to even go on a second date. Not because I'm kind of a bitch or whatever. It's just, I just feel like it's just really obvious, like if someone's for you or not for you, then you just kind of keep it moving and, thank you so much and no hard obviously no hard feelings. Like dating's a process of elimination as much as it is a process of addition. But, if someone's actually so cool that I would take more time out of my life when I could be at home and go out and do this whole thing and like spend time with them and see them again, that's like such a big deal. That's so like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's rare and amazing. I don't know. I guess I can get over like certain physical things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we click like that, I mean, yeah,
about
I
you?
can overlook some stuff.
What kind of girls do you like?
Oh, well, I have a girlfriend now and she's my type.
Okay, describe her.
Describe her. Oh, did you have other things you want to talk about? Are we like?
No,
are we?
we're vibing.
Okay.
At one point, this is the before hours podcast. So at one point, I will ask you if you're a morning person. So be
Okay.
ready
Okay.
for that
Okay,
hard
Okay,
hitting
you can do
question.
that now. It's your
Spoiler alert,
world.
I'm not.
It's your
Okay,
world.
go on. Yes.
No. So yeah, I'm glad you asked because Martha and I were officially public. We went public a few weeks
So
ago.
happy
The
to hear
hard
that, guys.
Yeah, and we get along. She does think the Eminem show is better than the Marshall Mathers LP, and I personally like the Marshall
That's
Mathers
such a
LP
millennial
more.
like debate.
Right.
That's an old person debate.
Right. We do hear you though.
Yeah.
We are elder millennials, and I'm obsessed with Eminem. The listeners know.
Me
and
too. I loved him growing up. Sorry, I didn't mean to like.
No, that's-
I loved Eminem growing up. I was in love with him. In love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was
and he didn't have a
everything.
beard.
No.
He does now. He has a weird beard
has,
now.
Like
but-
a.
I think he's so
Speaking of a
sexy.
chin strap.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I
loved
think he has
him.
a straight up beard now. No,
He has a
Does he?
chin. Yeah, he's a little chin strap.
He
oh,
always
he used to have a
looks
full
like
beard.
Okay.
when he has a beard, because he has that kind of blondish hair or whatever, he always looks like he's playing Eminem. He's like dressing up as Eminem for Halloween. Doesn't it look like he just sprayed that on?
Yeah. So you guys fight about that? Okay.
Yes, and it's interesting you said it's an old people argument because she likes Eminem, but Eminem's my favorite. I'm a stan, and she loves Britney Spears. So it's
I
just
love both.
You
Those
guys
guys
are
get along.
actually a match made in heaven.
Okay.
That's so millennial.
That Eminem and Britney Spears were my two like. I love.
And they should have
Britney
hooked up
Spears.
at one point if they didn't.
I think they might have been good for each other.
Yeah.
No,
Eminem's
he's so
a-
much more low key than her.
But she
She has some stuff
isn't.
going on.
She actually isn't. She's just like whatever. But what was I going to say? He has a caring, compassionate side, and that's what I fell in love with because he loves his daughter Haley.
She just got married.
She got married. She's gorgeous.
Beautiful
she is
girl.
stunning.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to get in trouble.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he,
keep your
Marshall,
mouth
please
shut.
note I did not say anything.
her husband's also a smoke show. Marshall Mathers' son-in-law, and he actually has a really common. Like he has this like the dream man is like this like masculine presenting, but like the way they love is very feminine, very sensitive. So
That's every guy that I go for.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
like
that.
the sexiest thing.
It is the hottest thing.
It
Yeah,
is.
because it's also very masculine to just allow yourself to like be in love with a girl and like be sweet and have those
Right.
like nice moments, and then also be this kick-ass guy that like
Right.
looks the part and is the
Right.
part. That is, that's the best combination.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I think Britney's a little, you know,
She's a lot.
she has gone through some shit that made her crazy, but she should be crazy. So let's just say that. She is,
No judgment for me, but I think that I'm not sure. Like, when do you even hear from Eminem unless he's like working? Like, he has something to promote. He's like not out there. There's no paparazzi shots.
Well, he was getting sober like we haven't heard from him because he was on his sobriety journey.
But even before that, was he really like Paris Hiltoning around and like getting this such a millennial reference? I don't even know who like is
The men
someone
never did
from
that. The men never. It was the women. It was this group of like Lindsay Lohan, Paris Hilton, sometimes Britney, not a lot Britney, Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan,
Richie.
They would take these nutso paparazzi shots and like call the paparazzi to
I know,
meet
but
them.
even there's men in Hollywood like the Bradley Coopers and whatever that just happen to get paparazzi. It's like that's a lifestyle, and I get that that's part of the game in the business. But Eminem
Britney
like never does that.
No, but Britney never called. She's one of the few celebrities that have like officially never called the paparazzi. The paparazzi harassed her every single time. She'd be holding her infant.
Yeah.
And they would trip her.
Oh, what?
Like, yeah, because they would like get so close. I can't believe there's not laws in California to like make these people go to jail for like how much they harassed her. So she like, but she always, this thing about Britney that I love, when you see interviews of her, like some pop stars, like, oh, what do you want to be in 5 years? Madonna said, I want to take over the world. She said, I want to move to Louisiana and be a mom. She's like, that's my dream since she was little.
Yeah.
So that's what's so sad about this whole thing is that they took her kid, her kids hate her now.
I know.
And
They
so
live in Hawaii, I think.
yeah,
no?
and all she ever wanted was to be a mom. She does like this fame thing, but that's like really. So anyway, so I don't mean to like derail with Britney, but
Yeah. I think Britney Spears is Eminem for voice. I don't know that much about her, but I think she might be. Some people say Taylor Swift is Eminem for, but Taylor Swift is a little too put together.
Taylor Swift
crazy
is so
enough.
highly produced, and this is not an anti-Taylor thing. I think she's so smart and really understands the
Very
game
smart.
so much.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think this woman's going to run for office. Like, I really think she has it together. I'm not saying that other people don't, but I am saying that there's like a highly choreographed nature to the way that she presents publicly, and that's part of her
She has to,
brand.
right? Yeah.
That's part of her thing, right? Like, so she has these strategic appearances and allegedly strategic relationships and whatever and stuff like publicly. I just don't see Britney doing that at all. I do
No,
not
she
think that
doesn't.
Britney is strategic.
No, yeah, and Britney she wanted to get out of Hollywood for so long. It was her handlers that wanted to keep her in. That's why she got the conservatorship.
Right.
The conservatorship thing, when I first found out about this, I was like, I must be misunderstanding something.
No, it was a high. Listen, I'm not saying she didn't need something.
Right.
She did need mental health, but she needed to go back to Louisiana at 25, get out of. And then someone who really loved her would say, "We're getting out of here. We're going to Louisiana. Have your babies. You're going to be a mom. Enjoy your well,
Right. Let's invest our money
Yes.
and you don't have to worry about this
exactly.
anymore.
But no, her handlers and her people are like, "You want to quit, babe?" That's what handlers do. The Lou Taylor presented the conservatorship, and then it was a financial conservatorship too.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a mental health conservatorship, and there was no plan to get her off of it.
Right.
So they really kidnapped her.
They had her on an IUD, so she couldn't get pregnant.
Yeah.
Yikes.
She couldn't drive her own car. She couldn't
take
leave the
cash.
house. Yeah, couldn't take out cash from her own bank account.
And she couldn't even, like, how you download an app and they said you subscribe to the terms and agreement? She'd have to call her dad, a 30-something-year-old
wow.
who is a multi-million, who is a international pop star, had to call her
She's a
alcoholic,
legend. Yeah.
stupid ass hick dad to be like, can I download this app?
Wow.
Yeah, she's angry. Yeah, that would make me crazy too.
I get it.
They kidnapped her. That
Poor
was
baby.
it was. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off with the conservatorship, but it's like
No, I mean, the argument that I found really strange that they were making was like, listen, she's so crazy. She can't make any of these decisions about her body or her finances,
Yeah.
but she can do a Vegas residency.
It was
and
so
make
crazy.
us so much money.
Right.
yeah, they kidnapped her, and it was like a show pony.
I mean, think about when you're on the road and like you have a whole weekend, how exhausting that is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's say you're doing like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday or something like that, even like a Friday, Saturday. And let's say you have like 5 shows or however many it is. And by the end of it, you have the best time and everything, but you're so cooked. Like that is such a hard schedule. That's just hard. And imagine that is what you're doing every day for a couple years. It's a residency, right? And it's high stakes because people are paying a lot of money and it's like a multi-million-dollar deal. And yet you can't even download an app
Yeah, literally without
by yourself.
right. And you're around idiots who've done nothing with their life. No offense, her family is a bunch of hick, stupid idiots, to be honest. And yeah, she can't make. Her dad was an alcoholic, but she can't make decisions.
Wow,
So
that's crazy.
yeah, they say her conservatorship team made $1 billion off of her.
What?
In the third,
Yikes.
like collectively, there was like a team.
To be fair, can I just play devil's advocate
Sure.
for 1 second? If you follow her on social media, which I do, and I love it so much, I love her, she is not fully well.
I agree with you. She needs something.
Emotionally, she has some stuff going on, clearly, visibly. If this were anybody else, then we would say the exact same thing because she looks all over the place.
I say this. She's crazy, but she should be crazy. She should be. She has every right
I've
to be
never
crazy.
seen the woman not look like she just woke up in last night's makeup.
I
Never.
I know. I think she's
For
rebelling.
decades
You know,
now.
I think that she's rebelling. I think her whole Instagram feed is a rebellion because she could never make her own decisions. So now she's going, "Fuck you! I'm gonna." You know what I'm doing? She even said that. She goes, "You know why I do this? Because I can. Because it's like a teenager has all these rules.
I know, but I can too if I want. I'm a grown adult and I can dance in a thong and smudged out
Right.
eyeliner and not wash my face and swing knives around in my living room all I want. I could post that to Instagram all day long, but I don't because that's unhinged behavior.
Because you never had restriction though. So
I
you-
had
you-
some restriction.
You no one ever kidnapped you and never and let you have to ask if you could buy Starbucks.
Okay, but when I was growing up, we didn't have cable TV. I was like a
How is it
prisoner in the
same
home.
thing? You're allowed to make your own. You got to pick your
I'm
own
kidding,
career.
I'm kidding.
You
Yeah,
could, you could live in Brooklyn. You could not get married or get married. She couldn't. Everything was run by a team for so long.
I get that, but I think that also having this there are different levels of rebellion. Do you know what I mean? Like she could.
And thank God this is the worst part. Rebellion. Thank God this is all she's doing.
We think we're not privy to her personal life.
Yeah,
I don't know
what
what
is she
she's
hurt-
doing.
But what is she hurting? Is she hurting people?
No, well, first of all, I don't think so, but I also don't know. I only
Have
know
we
what I
heard-
see on social
yeah, but
media.
have we heard that she's been hurting people?
Would we hear about that? That's private.
I mean, would you? If she hurt someone, if she assaulted someone, you wouldn't hear about that.
yeah, I know, but if it were someone in her inner circle, like at home, no, we wouldn't hear about it.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Really? You think everything that she does is just public information? If we haven't heard it, it's not true?
Well, first of all, there would be a police report. People are on her all the time. There would absolutely be a police report.
I don't think that there's a police report for every violent incident that's ever happened.
That means that what you're saying is that because we don't know what celebrities are doing privately, they could be hurting people, so they all should get conservatorships.
No, that's literally not at all what I said.
No, because
that's not what I said at all. I'm just saying that we don't know because you're saying, well, the worst that she's doing, the worst that's happening. I'm not going to say even that she's doing anything wrong, but the worst that's happening is she's just dancing a little bit unhinged on social media. Correct.
So
that's
you
my
think
point.
she should be? So you think she should
Nope.
be locked up?
No. I never said. Where are you getting that? I never said that. Why do you think I'm saying that she should be conserved? I never said that.
Right, but I'm saying she does need something. That's what I'm saying. I think
I
she
don't know
needs
that
something.
she does. All I'm commenting on, all I'm saying is like, this is what we see. There's definitely things that we don't see because that's true for every single person, that they have a whole
Right.
life outside of social media. So just by definition,
Right.
there's things that we don't see. So if you're saying like, this is like the extent of the rebellion or the fallout from these years of being conserved, all I'm saying, and it's not a comment on whether someone should be conserved or not. I think that's actually a really big deal
Yeah.
and like shouldn't be taken lightly. All I'm saying is there's more to it than what we're seeing because that's the nature of social media.
Sure, but I'm saying that I think she needs something, but I don't think she needs to be conserved.
I'm totally agreeing.
Yeah.
She does need something. That's what I'm saying.
Of course, no, but I would say that from the
needs
beginning.
Something.
She doesn't need an abusive conservatorship. That's what I'm saying.
But she does need something because the
Sure.
woman, I don't even know that she's ever had. I don't
But we
think she's
also
ever
don't know if privately
run.
she is. Okay, I'll say this. If you listen to her talk in the courtroom, she sounds very coherent. And she sounds and she used to do these like Instagram like voice memos. She sounds very coherent and very with what's going on. So I almost would say the opposite of we don't know if she's actually coherent behind the
We literally don't know that.
right. So I mean, my point is that does she need therapy? Does she need medication? Of course. But does she need an abusive conservatorship that like controls her finances and there's no like method of like, getting her better? It didn't seem like the conservatorship was to make her get better.
It did not seem that way.
No.
It seemed that it was kind of punitive and restrictive.
Right.
And I don't know that it was, they were medicating her apparently, but like to be medicated without your consent, where your consent is not only
Right.
not necessary for someone to force you to be medicated, seems so dark.
Yeah.
And it seems like that alone, forget about the effects of the actual medication, that having that done to you would totally fuck you up forever.
Right. They made her take a lot of lithium. And that's how how the Vegas residency stopped? Because she wasn't taking her lithium because she's like, she even said, I know I need something, but this lithium fries your brain. lithium, you will be a totally different person on lithium. So she wasn't taking her lithium. So her father counted the pills and he goes, if you don't take the lithium, this whole thing's over. And she's like, well, then the whole thing's over. And that's how the Vegas residency ended.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, poor Britney.
I know.
She's
Sorry.
a
I get very
heartbreaking
defensive
story.
about
This is why you don't let your kids get famous.
I know.
They have no business being famous. It's an adult world, 100%.
Agreed, yeah.
There is no such thing as like kid famous. Once you're in that world,
Yeah.
you're in an adult world, period.
I know.
And you're working like an adult, period. And it's literally not a place for kids. It's a weird, non-transparent world where all kinds of fucked up things happen. And it's not a place for children. I just, entertainment is not a wholesome place.
I know. If you put your kids in show business in 2024, you cannot play dumb.
You are guilty of abuse.
Yeah. We could agree on that.
I think it's difficult even as an adult to have to deal with fame.
I'm saying.
To be okay. So at a much smaller scale, I have to, because I could already feel people rolling their eyes.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, go ahead.
At a supernova less scale. Someone took a picture of me on the subway and they were like, I saw Bobby Sheen LOL on the subway.
That's like so flattering.
And like for
know.
the next week I was like,
yeah.
Are people watching me?
Right. Checking smoke alarms,
Dude,
smoke
so
detectors.
If you take that from, I wonder if someone's going to take a picture of me and put it on Instagram again. But everyone around you knows, and they will do that.
Right.
They 100% will do that.
Right.
And it's every day until you die.
Right.
I don't know if I could handle that.
Well, I think that fame and success are not the same thing, obviously, since you can be infamous, and it doesn't mean that you're successful. So the fame is, I think, 100% of the time toxic. 100%.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that it doesn't have any redeeming qualities for some people or utility or whatever, but I think that it is always a huge burden too, and that it can clearly and robustly outlive your success. Like it can outlive your ability to earn based on it, can outlive your popularity. Fame doesn't mean successful or rich or popular. It just means that you're recognizable and don't have privacy anymore.
Especially in the age of social media.
Right.
You could be infamous, but not like
what a nightmare. Remember Lindsay Lohan's like terrible decline where she was, this hot mess and everywhere she was getting photographs taken. And I don't know if it was because she was calling people or not, but it was so messy and unflattering. And she wasn't really working. She wasn't really like in stuff or making films or TV or music or anything like that. And she was just like, people were just talking shit about her. Yeah. What a nightmare that must be. What a nightmare it must be to be quote unquote washed up, where you're washed up just means your fame outlived your success. Right. How awful.
Yeah.
You're a laughing stock.
Yeah, they use AI for kids. Like, use AI for children. No, literally. Kids and animals shouldn't be on set.
Animals I'm less concerned about because we eat them and I'm like fine with that.
She's like, give them a tranquilizer, make them
whatever.
Show pony.
I know. I just think that God made animals to be in film, so I'm just like whatever. Like,
we're either eating them or watching them, folks.
It's fine by me. But yeah, kid, I don't believe it. I don't believe in it.
Yeah, especially with all this.
When does it turn out okay? When it turns out okay, it's a fluke. It's like, but it's by the grace of God.
And I will say, I think it's parents. If you're going to put your kid in show business, you better quit your job and watch that kid like a hawk.
And don't steal all their money, guys. No. That's another thing.
I would be so, if I had a kid, I don't know that I'd let that child out of my sight. Like there's so much that can go wrong. There's so many people who just, what a vulnerable little creature that is, And if you have a child that's beautiful, like a beautiful kid.
If you have a hot kid.
You better put a leash on them.
People are going to want a piece of that because that's how messed up people are. There are guaranteed. Listen, let's not be like, oh, but blah blah blah. No, guaranteed somebody's gonna want that. I was a very supervised kid. I was a very supervised kid. Nobody ever touched me. How could they have? My parents were literally right there. I
have it's a brief yet crazy story, if I might tell it.
Oh my God. Yes, we're gonna shut up.
Yeah. Because no, it's fine. But like if I ever have kids, this will be the reason why I have so much anxiety about something bad happening to them. Right. So I was a little boy. I don't know. I was playing Little League Baseball. So how old could I be? Like 6 or 7. And my parents let me for the first time walk to the baseball field by myself. I hate
where this is going. Yeah.
It's actually, okay. I should say, I'll give the opposite of a trigger warning. Nothing bad happens.
Okay, good.
But I got lost.
Oh,
And
sorry.
This old man was like, where are you going? And I was like, I can't find the baseball field. And he gave me directions.
That's nice.
And then I still have a bad sense of direction, but as a child, I basically like walked around the block and he saw me walk past his lawn again. And he's like, kid, get in my car. Well, I'll drive you to the baseball field. And I was like, thank God this situation is, because I was like getting ready to be embarrassed about not getting there on time. So I was
Right.
like, this guy's going to drive me there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to be fine. I get in his truck. Normal guy who drove me to the baseball field. But before I got out of his truck, I was like, thank you, mister. And he was like, kid, before you leave, I need to tell you something. You should not have gotten in this truck.
Wow.
You're
That's a
not
good
sup-
guy.
That's an angel.
And
Wow,
as
what
soon
an
as he
angel
said
in your
that, I
life,
was
yeah.
like, oh yeah.
And then later you find out he's a serial murderer.
I know,
and
but he just
spared
didn't
you.
like redheads.
Ginger. Oh,
Yeah, he's
gross.
like, yeah.
Gingers need not apply.
Now I've decided to do something nice before I look for a fuckable kid. So get out of here.
Yeah, there was this article about
Right.
like the over helicopter, like how parents
Mm-hmm.
say are helicopter parents, and back like Gen X days, like, oh, we used to let it. But I'm like, I understand why parents are helicopter
Yeah.
parents. How can you live in 2024 with all the internet and all the stories about pedophilia and not be like,
No,
you know,
and also we can't you cannot compare anybody else's upbringing to Gen X's upbringing. They literally raised themselves at the bottom of a
Literally.
well. Like
they walked to the airport and they just
right. They flew themselves cross country at 4 years
are,
old.
Yeah,
like
they literally are worse than boomers in that of like, oh, well, I did this myself. Oh yeah, work. So, like boomers are a little
well, the
more.
boomers came from the traditional family paradigm, right? Where it's like even if your dad was gay, he stayed married to your mom their
Yeah,
whole lives.
right.
You know,
Cheating
when
was
everything
like
was good.
Right.
You know, like the
cheating
golden
was
days.
fine. Right, like cheating was fine as long as he provide. Like you don't get divorced. We're not
Right.
animale kind of. You know.
Right. Like, you know, the home stays whatever and you make sure. I mean, you know, I don't know how, I don't really know the social evolution when we got away from the boomer paradigm to the Gen X paradigm of like divorced parents only and no one's watching these kids.
Well, I think it was. I mean, this isn't. I wouldn't say this. I'm not blaming women, but it was women, you know, started working and there's 2-parent households. And actually life got more expensive too. Like sometimes like both parents have to work, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, they kind of do, don't they?
Yeah. But
So I got to ask you guys, I got to ask you the question of the podcast.
Here
I
we
guess we'll
go.
start with Amanda.
Yeah.
What is your morning routine?
oh
I love
god.
this question so much.
I wake up in like so much anxiety of all the shit I have to do.
Oh, just in terror?
Just I feel like I wake up every day and I'm just like, oh, I have so much to do today, you know? So I do wake up and I do shower just to like get my, you know, blood circulating. And I do go for a walk to get steps in. And then I just go right to work. If it's a work day, then I just dive into work because I get too much anxiety not to just start work,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah.
that's it.
I do relate to the waking up and being, if I have more than 2 things to do, I'm like, I can't believe I have all these things to do. And then usually I do them and it's like 11 a.m. and I'm like, oh, that was fine.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
okay.
On the weekend, I'm better because I'm like calmer. I wake up later. So yeah, I'm not as like, but every day during the weekday, I'm like, I'm in war mode. I'm in like, ugh, you know?
Are you also in war mode, Karen?
Well, my morning anxiety starts the night before.
Okay.
So,
She just warmed up your anxiety.
well, because I know I totally get it and I relate. And we've also like traveled together. So
Yeah.
like I know what you're like in the morning. You know what I'm like too. And we're kind of similar where it's like, all right, let me just get my bearings. But it used to be a lot worse. I'll say this. When I had more like existential anxieties and, you know, didn't pray as much, I would have more anxiety in the morning. But like as my relationship with God has deepened,
Wow.
that has lessened too. But yeah, so the night before, I have to figure out when I need to go to bed based on what time I'm waking up so that I'm not like exhausted. For some reason over the weekend, if I sleep not enough hours, I'm fine. But during the week, if I sleep not enough, I'm totally fucked.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I can't,
It's stress on top of it. And
totally,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
so exhausted, miserable, depressed, you know, like all this sleep avoidance stuff. And then I am like, yeah, it makes me unhappy and not able to deal with life stress. So anyway, I have to do that backwards calculate. And then in the morning, I need at least an hour and 15 minutes. This is what I need. And I have tried to be like, no, that's not reasonable. I should be able to get up and like out the door in 45 minutes.
Right.
You know, let's just do that. And then I can sleep more. But that's not how I work. So I'm going to be late for stuff. So I need the hour and 15 minutes and it can't be an hour and 10 minutes. It has to be an hour 15.
That's great.
Why? Because that's what I need. And that's it. I need a shower. I need to let all my skincare soak in because I know everybody's like clicking off this podcast now, but
Well, drop your skincare routine. Karen has gorgeous skin.
I wear so much sunscreen that it takes about 20 minutes to dry enough that I can apply any makeup on top of it. So that takes that chunk of time. I have a chunk of time when I can't really do anything because I'm just like waiting for everything to just like soak.
Yeah.
So that takes time. What can I say? Like, time is time. So that's it. I need to be able to like sit down for a sec. I don't like waking up and then running out the door. I hate that.
I know.
It makes me so like, ugh.
Well, that's good that you're like in touch with yourself, that you know that about yourself, and like you have the discipline. I mean, that's great discipline actually to like regiment like your time going to sleep, or that I'm just like whenever I fall asleep. That's good. I mean, I envy that actually. So
I have to. It's an anxiety
inspiring.
response.
But that's actually good because if you do know you have anxiety and you're like preventing it, that's maturity, right? Because it's like, I know I do X.
I'm not always successful though. Like I fall into rabbit holes online, and because when you've been out and busy all day, you're like I deserve some time to do nothing, even though it's actually not self-care to do that. It's actually self-harm because you're not going to sleep as much. It feels like you're taking care of yourself because
doom scrolling is not.
I just want to do nothing. Like it's not even about any content that I see. It's about switching my brain off 100%. And just I forget about time and space. Like I need a little bit of that escapism. It's almost drug-like. So is that good or bad? I don't know. It's probably not great.
We're all just like trying to get to 80%, right? It's like, you can't get 100% anything you do, gym, whatever. So it's good that I think it is a sign of maturity to be like, I have a provocation to anxiety, but I do X to like, so.
Because some people are running around being like, I don't feel good, and they never learn why.
Yeah.
I have, so this sounds like total like woo-woo and like that I've read too much self-help books, but like I do think almost everyone is walking around being dehydrated.
100%. Well, I had kidney.
Clear pee, you guys.
You're right. I had kidney stones in 2020.
Oh, it's my worst nightmare.
Oh my God. It was so painful and awful. And luckily it like got handled right before the pandemic like really popped off, like before the lockdowns and all that crazy stuff. It was like February 2020 was when it was dealt with, and it was so miserable. And after that time, so I drink 2 liters of water a day, and the way I do it, because it's really hard to do it, I slam a liter of water as soon as I wake up in the morning. I should have said that in my morning routine. I wake up and I drink an entire liter of water, which I have by my bedside, which has to be prepared the night before, obviously. And I'm peeing literally half the day. I mean, nonstop. By the time I get off the subway, I'm exploding with pee. And then I like drink more water throughout the day. And it's like, okay, I got a checkup. I went to my primary care doctor, and I was like, and I drink 2 liters of water a day. Like I'm really on top of it. I exercise. And she was like, 2 liters is nothing. Like you need like 3+ liters. Did you know that?
How many cups is that?
Well, I have a special, I don't know how many like measurement cups it is.
This is this bottle for those watching.
Is that a liter? And how many cups
How
is
many
it?
cups is that? How many ounces?
I have no idea.
Does it say ounces?
It doesn't say
32
that?
ounces.
Okay, so that is 8 cups. That's 3 cups. So 3 cups. So then you need 9. So then times 3 is 9 cups.
Right. And then the glass cup or whatever. So I don't drink it straight from the thing. I pour it, like decant it
Oh, I
into
have a
this cup.
decanter. I love a decanter. It's so pretty. Yeah.
It's so, and so the cup, it is 3 cup. I fill it up 3 times.
So you
And
get
that's
3
the
glasses
liter.
of,
Yeah.
Right, but
that's the liter.
what she's saying actually rings true, because they say 8 glasses of water. So then 3 liters would be like 9 glasses, right? If it's 24 is 1 liter, that's 3 cups.
But a glass isn't necessarily a cup. I think a glass is either not a measurement or it's a separate
it's
measurement.
8 ounces. It's 8 ounces.
Is
a
it?
cup. Yeah, 8 ounces is a cup. Yep.
And what is a glass?
I don't think a glass is just something
The
that
glass
holds
is
things.
like arbitrary. Glasses are arbitrary.
Yeah, okay.
So like, but I think they're saying glasses and cups like intermittent, like how do you say it?
Interchangeably.
Interchangeably, thank you. But a cup is 8 ounces. So
Got
it's
it.
like 64 ounces of water.
Yeah.
And then
That's the minimum threshold. That's so much effort.
it's a lot of
At a certain point of the day, water tastes like shit.
Well, yeah.
It's just this, like, when you're really thirsty and water tastes so good, it tastes
you
good.
have to be thirsty to drink it.
I
yeah.
know, but like then when you're not thirsty, you're like, oh, this again
Everything that's like good for you, like
is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, like the amount of protein you have to eat. You're
It's
like, I want
huge.
carbs and fats though.
I know.
Your body's screaming
I've
at
been
you for carbs and fats.
Yeah, I've been tracking carbs and fats. It's fascinating to know what like composition of food is. It's like avocado has like no protein. It's just fat.
Oh, I had no
I
idea.
love
there
it
was no
so
protein.
much. Yeah,
I
God's
love-
perfect avocado.
And I am like into getting the amount of protein I need a day, and then I let the carbs and fats fall where they may.
Right.
Because I'm
Same.
too lazy. I'm like, I can't figure this.
I know,
can't
but
do any
also
more
in
than
my
that.
opinion, if you have the right amount of protein and then you have whatever incidental amount of carbs and fat you ends up in your body, you're fine because you're not supposed to like front load the day with carbs and fat.
Yeah.
The protein is supposed to be the priority. You're not going to die without carbs and fat, but you are not going to be well without protein. I think I just made that up.
No, I think everyone's body's different. I really do. I think that's why some people respond to some diets and not others. I think there are
Right.
people that absolutely need to eat more meat. And I think there's some people's bodies that like do not respond well to meat.
It's just so easy to get in carbs and fat. You can literally go to any bodega and get in your carbs and fat. Like it's not a
Yeah.
problem.
Well, now with like the protein shakes, it's easy, or like the protein bars.
Here's the problem though that's not food. And I don't mean in a way of like it's not good for you, whatever, whatever, debatable, but I just mean it's not food.
Well, it's not natural food,
meaning
right? It's processed.
No,
It's processed.
Yeah, but I don't even mean that. I mean, you're still going to be hungry after you eat that. My problem is like, I want to be full. I want to
Yeah.
not be starving. And I want to have what I like, you know what I mean? Like I can get all my protein from protein shakes and be starved.
Yeah, if I get hit on my protein, I find I'm less hungry during the day. So that is true what they say.
So I want to go on a big long rant of how much I love protein shakes.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't
go on.
because we are reaching the time of the podcast where we have to give our plugs.
And we took up 80% talking about being Jewish. Sorry about that.
Talk about being Jewish, circumcised penises, and pee. We did, I think, about 5 minutes on pee.
Did we?
Yeah.
That's
so
kind of
I think we
exciting.
covered everything that there could be covered, and I think we're just scratching the surface. But guys, thank you for joining us. Remember, this is going to come out on Sunday night, October 6th. So do you have anything to plug?
Yes. If you guys are in the New York area or New York adjacent area, or if you're even not even in this country, come to our comedy show at The Stand. It's thestandnyc.com. It's called The Audacity, same name as our podcast. It's on October 10th at 7 p.m. You can go to thestandnyc.com, go to shows and check it out. We have another sick lineup. I mean, all of our lineups are so good, but this one is so good and it's going to be a great time. So come check it out.
Yeah, that was going to be my plug. So, so yeah, the Amanda Gail on all social media platforms. Yeah, follow me and say hi. And yeah, I have my shows on there too. So
Perfect. Fantastic. And if you guys want to have like an appetizer before their show, I have the show the night before on the 9th of October.
Wow.
It's going to be at Caveat. I'm going to do an hour of history jokes. We're still working out the time. So keep posted on there. I will let you know on my Instagram. Again, it's Bobby Sheehan, LOL. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
I
Bobby.
really appreciate it. And remember, folks, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and
and
wise.
consult your doctor for everything. Don't start any diet or anything unless you consult a doctor.
Right.
Consult a
Responsible.
doctor.
That's it.
And you know,
Certified board doctor.
thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
It was so fun.
Thank you.